Hello, my name is Vladislav, and I'm presenting Panoramic Street Scene Co-Segmentation Project, which I'm working on with master student Sean DeLong and Dr. Matthew Kian. They're from ECS, and I'm from Digital Media. We also work with the Clinical Psychology Research Lab here at York. Together, we work towards building a virtual simulator in which we can run assessments on one's ability to perform spatial navigation in a familiar environment. Our environment is based on Google Street View panoramic image data and allows running experiments pretty much anywhere in the world. This system is being used to perform navigational tests for early onset dementia, as it was found that one's ability to navigate degrades at various stages of dementia. In navigation, there exist two models, egocentric and allocentric. With egocentric approach, we navigate by knowledge of where the object is in relation to where we are in space at any given moment of time. With allocentric, an environment is described by building a mental map where landmarks are relatively positioned, and we navigate by thinking of that as a global perspective. In both approaches, landmarks play a very important role in determining one's position. In our research, we're interested in developing a tool that will allow us to detect what landmarks a patient who's been assessed is relying upon and how manipulating those landmarks can affect their navigation. In order to accomplish this, we need to be able to identify where landmarks are in the scene and what landmarks a person is looking at. That requires us to perform landmark co-segmentation within a given scene. With co-segmentation, we can take advantage of the fact that there is certain redundancy between multiple viewpoints, and the object is likely to occur in multiple parts of a given set of panoramic images within a particular environment. A lot of segmentation techniques use the idea of superpixels. They are groups of pixels that share common visual features and represent image in more abstract manner than pixels. They allow us to look at connectivity between groups of pixels rather than the individual pixels. A typical image can be represented as several hundred superpixels compared to millions of actual pixels. There exist several different techniques for forming superpixels. In our research, we adopted simple linear iterative clustering as the best performing algorithm for our dataset. This algorithm forms an initial graph of superpixels for each image, then combining them into a global graph covering the entire image space. We then describe each superpixel's geometric and color content. For that, we use a set of oriented multi-scaled edge filters and color and histogram responses. Euclidean distance metric is then applied to all superpixel descriptors, producing separate superpixel similarity matrices for all image descriptors. We then fuse these matrices into a single data structure with similarity network fusion data integration method. This method converts the affinity matrices to networks and fuses them into a single global similarity network. It is very convenient as more descriptors can be added to the system quickly, affecting the global similarity score. The resultant network is then used to break all images into clusters using spectral clustering. This operation allows us to see several clusters across the entire scene, where each cluster represents an object category. Texturally dense buildings are separated from less dense road and sky regions. At this point, there is a single cluster that contains most potential navigation cues across the set of images. This demonstrates that for a given problem, co-segmentation outperforms per image-based segmentation, as in the latter case, we see that the number of clusters is not consistent across images. Landmarks can then be extracted from the cluster by subclustering, taking into account head tracking or gaze detection data from a virtual reality headset. Such experiments are planned but have not been yet conducted. Thank you.